Doctor, I've got a question. Recently, a friend told me to watch out for purines. I've heard of purines before, but I don't really understand what they are. Can you explain?
You're curious about purines, I see. That's a common question. To put it simply, purines are substances that the body converts into uric acid. Going into a bit more detail, purines are major components of nucleic acids, which are naturally produced in our bodies, and they are also found in various foods.
I've heard of nucleic acids before, but what exactly are they?
Nucleic acids refer to DNA and RNA. In other words, purines are a crucial part of the substances that carry our genetic information. The problem arises when purines are metabolized into uric acid. If uric acid accumulates in the body, it can form crystals in the joints, leading to a very painful condition known as gout.
So, if uric acid builds up, you get gout. I've heard that gout is incredibly painful. Is it really that bad?
Yes, the pain from gout can be extremely intense. Many patients describe it as the most severe pain they've ever experienced in their lives. It often starts suddenly in the joint at the base of the big toe. The pain is so intense that it feels like someone is driving a nail into your joint or like the joint is being torn apart.
Wow, that sounds horrible. How long does it last?
A typical gout attack reaches peak pain within a few hours and can last for several days to a week. During this time, even the light touch of a blanket on the affected joint can cause excruciating pain, making it difficult to walk. It can severely impact your daily life, so it's important to be cautious.
I definitely don't want to get gout. What foods contain purines? I'd like to know what to avoid.
That's a great question. Purines are found in a wide variety of foods. The ones to be particularly careful with include fish eggs, organ meats like liver, small fish, meats, especially red meats, certain fish, and alcoholic beverages like beer. For example, fish eggs like cod roe and pollock roe, small fish like sardines, whitebait, anchovies, as well as fish like mackerel and tuna, all contain a high amount of purines. Many of these foods have over 100 milligrams of purines per 100 grams.
Wow, I didn't realize that things like cod roe and pollock roe had so many purines. They're often in onigiri, rice balls. Does that mean I shouldn't eat them?
Yes, cod roe and pollock roe have very high purine content. For example, cod roe contains about 250 milligrams of purines per 100 grams. Even if you have just one onigiri with cod roe, which might have about 20 grams of roe, you're still consuming close to 50 milligrams of purines. However, it's not necessary to completely avoid them. It's all about moderation and frequency.
I see. What about other foods?
For example, liver contains about 300 milligrams of purines per 100 grams. Sardines have about 280 milligrams, tuna about 290 milligrams, and red meats like beef and pork have about 100 to 150 milligrams per 100 grams. On the other hand, vegetables and fruits generally have lower purine levels, often less than 50 milligrams per 100 grams.
Wow, I didn't realize meat and fish had so much purine. But I've heard that purines aren't good for the body. What exactly do they do?
That's a good question. Actually, purines are essential components for our body. As I mentioned earlier, purines are part of DNA and RNA, and they're also used by our cells to produce energy. So, they're crucial for our body's basic functions.
Really? If purines are necessary, why are they bad for us?
Great question. Purines themselves aren't bad. The problem arises when they're consumed in excess. When purines are metabolized in the body, they're converted into uric acid. Normally, this uric acid is excreted through the kidneys as urine. But if too much uric acid is produced, or if the body's ability to excrete it is impaired, the uric acid levels in the blood can rise.
What happens when uric acid levels go up?
When uric acid levels in the blood get too high, the uric acid can crystallize and deposit in the joints and tissues. These crystals tend to form in cooler areas of the body, like the joint at the base of the big toe. The crystals trigger a severe inflammatory response, which is what causes the intense pain associated with gout.
Wow, that's scary. So, if I'm careful not to consume too many purines, can I prevent gout?
Generally, yes. However, excessive purine intake isn't the only cause of gout. Genetic factors, obesity, excessive alcohol consumption, stress, and certain medications can also play a role. The most important thing is to be mindful of your intake of carbohydrates, sugars, and alcohol. Managing the amount of purines in your diet is one effective way to keep uric acid levels in check.
How can I reduce my purine intake? Avoiding everything seems tough.
You don't need to avoid everything. Balance is key. There are a few strategies you can use to reduce your intake. First, reconsider portion sizes. Even high purine foods can be consumed in small amounts. For example, reducing the amount of cod roe from one serving to half a serving can make a difference. Next, substitute high purine foods with low purine options. Vegetables, fruits, and dairy products tend to be low in purines, so include more of these in your diet. For example, spinach and broccoli are nutritious and low in purines, making them good choices.
I see. So, it's about reducing portion sizes and substituting. I'll try to eat more vegetables, fruits, and dairy.
Also, consider cooking methods. Boiling or stewing foods can help reduce purine content, as some of the purines will dissolve into the cooking water. Staying hydrated is also crucial. Adequate water intake helps with the excretion of uric acid. Aim for about 2 liters of water a day. Additionally, it's important to limit alcohol consumption, especially beer, which is high in purines and can also hinder uric acid excretion.
That makes sense, but reducing portion sizes might leave me feeling unsatisfied. Any other suggestions?
I understand. To maintain satisfaction while limiting purines, I recommend substitution and combination. For example, reduce the amount of meat in a dish and bulk it up with mushrooms or tofu. Or, when using high purine ingredients, pair them with plenty of vegetables to increase the overall volume of the meal. Using herbs and spices creatively can also help make meals more satisfying, even in smaller portions.
That's a good idea. It sounds like I can still feel full with some adjustments. But I've heard of purine-free foods. Are they really purine-free? Is it safe to eat them?
That's a great question. Foods labeled as purine-free or purine-off indeed contain very low amounts of purines. However, it doesn't mean they're completely purine-free. According to Japanese food labeling laws, foods with less than 0.5 milligrams of purines per 100 grams can be labeled as zero. While these foods are generally safe to consume, it's still best not to overindulge.
I see, but is reducing purine intake enough to prevent gout? Is there anything else I should be doing?
Reducing purine intake is important, but it's not the only thing. A comprehensive approach is necessary. Regular exercise is also important. Exercise can boost metabolism and help lower uric acid levels. I recommend low-impact activities like walking or swimming, which are gentle on the joints. Weight management is crucial as well, as obesity is a risk factor for elevated uric acid levels.
I've been a bit sedentary lately, so I think I'll start with an exercise routine that I can stick with.
As I mentioned earlier, staying hydrated is essential, as it helps excrete uric acid. Don't forget about stress management, too. Stress can contribute to various health issues, including high uric acid levels. Learning relaxation techniques can be helpful. Lastly, regular checkups are important. Uric acid levels can be easily checked with a blood test. Regular testing will help you stay informed about your health.
So exercise and hydration are important too. I see it's about looking at my overall lifestyle, not just my diet. But I'm still a little worried. I'm not sure if I can manage it all.
I understand. Making lifestyle changes can be challenging, but you don't have to do it all at once. Start with something simple, like increasing your water intake, and gradually work on other areas. It's okay to take it step by step.
That makes sense. I'll try to make gradual changes to my lifestyle. Thank you so much for all the information today.
You're welcome. Taking a positive approach is important. You don't need to aim for perfection, but with gradual improvements, you'll definitely see results. I'm here to support you, so feel free to reach out if you have any questions.
Thanks, doctor. You've really encouraged me. I appreciate it. I'll be in touch.
Thank you, too. There are many other videos about purines and gout, so feel free to check them out. It would be great if you could share this information with your family and friends so everyone can enjoy a healthy diet. Take care, and I look forward to seeing you next time.